With so much information coming out about these things, just drops and drops of information, things that all of the big companies that are involved in making these were trying to hide for hundreds of years, at least 72 years. They didn't want this information to come out. So now it's actually come out, and you can go through it. It's a lot to go through. Okay. And company by company, I think this information coming out is going to take these companies down, and it's going to make it so they can be sued. This is my opinion, but this is what I get, because most of what they told you about it, which covered their butts for being sued, were lies. So I'm thinking this opens them up to all kinds of lawsuits. That's why all kinds of the heads of these companies are getting out of their own stock, running town. They're going under. They're going underground, right? So hopefully this really does hit mainstream media, and let's hope this is soon. Okay, because they can't really stop this kind of tidal wave of information for too much longer, I don't think, anyway. But here's the questions that I got. Is graphene oxide, which is a big issue with these things, okay, supposedly and apparently, also maybe just in the world, it's been put into all kinds of things. They're finding this substance in all kinds of things, food related. Okay, so in other words, we're being poisoned, for maybe, who knows, hundreds of years. But in particular, have this graphene oxide. Is it a real danger to humanity? That's my first question. Okay, that was asked. And is it an alien tech that was given to the bad guys, the deep state, the dark cult, to control humanity? Okay, so that would have been from non-friendly alien outside influence. Okay, and can we detox? So those are the three questions. So if it is a dangerous substance, which, pretty sure it's been proven it is, but let's see what the cards say. Can we detox? Because all of these thousands and thousands, millions of people have put this into their body, these things. And there's all kinds of videos out there, by the way, on what they say it does. In particular, Project Camelot has covered this extensively. So go to her, Carrie Cassidy. She really looks into this, okay? So let's start with, is graphene oxide, dangerous to humanity? Does it do what they say it does? We'll start there. Okay, I wasn't expecting this at all. Okay, so this substance that they're calling graphene oxide, okay, is coming up as the strength card. So it's a powerful thing. Okay, it's got powerful. And we've got the Hanged Man. So it lies dormant. And then we've got a strategy card. So it could go, according to my cards, either way. It could be good for humanity or it could be bad for humanity. And it's absolutely up in the air until it gets triggered. It looks like it has to be triggered by something. Something has to trigger it to be either good or bad. Otherwise, it's dormant, it looks like. Wow, that's fascinating. And here I've got the star. So the star in the near future outcome. I think we're going to hear directly from off-worlders. I'm going to call them off-worlders. I think we're going to hear from them how to work this stuff. I feel like the technology could be used for good or bad in humanity, and when placed into humans, which it has been, at least some of the people that took that thing, and apparently it's in all kinds of foods and substances here on the earth plane. They're finding it even in vitamins. It's fascinating. But it looks like off-worlder intelligence, we'll just say that, is going to actually teach us in the near future how we can use it. Isn't that interesting? And here we've got, wow, a lot of it depends on your intention. So if you're fearing you've been poisoned by it, okay, you're going to be in a lot more trouble than people who don't fear it. Okay, so some of it seems to react to your intention and belief system, basically. So how you believe and perceive yourself, your body, what you believe can be done to you is very important. So it's important not to buy into fear, not to read all of the worst case scenario versions of what this stuff does, not to maybe watch all the worst case scenarios. And if you do, use discernment, because a lot of what we think and feel creates itself into something. So you can make something into a danger if you were told it was, and you believe it with all your heart. Wow. Okay. Now, this justice card's interesting here. Justice. I feel like there's going to be something coming along that really balances this. It comes in the form of information, and it could really balance this stuff out, the use of this stuff in these products, we'll call them. Wow. So the next question was this tech given by off-worlders, not necessarily well-intending ones, to the dark cult, or what we call the black hats? Was this given to them to use? Okay, so we see that it looks like it can be used for good or bad. Was it literally given to this bunch to put in these cures, or given the idea or the technology to be used against humanity and control humanity? Was that the reason that it was put into these things? Was that given by negatives or non-friendly off-worlder technology? Was that technology given to be used against the human race and to enslave us? Was that given to the dark cult for those purposes? Well, that answers a couple of questions, because we've got 2 yes cards. So that's a big yes, it was. That was the intention. And it was given in particular from the kind of off-worlders that like to or have agreements with our governments, our various governments, to actually enslave a certain portion of the human population. Okay, so we know that governments in the past, we even have, evidence of this, okay, with Eisenhower. Okay, we know that governments signed over or made agreements with off-worlders of the negative variety who would want to enslave and hurt humanity, okay, that they could have or hunt here. Okay, so I know that's, not very fun to think about, and in particular, 12 and unders, okay, for certain substances, and organ harvesting, and who knows, experimental things, and or utilizing them for all kinds of things. Okay, so I feel like that group that would have done that and made those kind of arrangements are the ones that gave the tech to the black hats to be used against humans. Okay, now we've got that 3 of Pentacles. Yeah, so they were working together, and they wanted to work together because it would likely make their hunting a lot easier if people were manipulated with this substance. So they were working together with the black hats, for this dastardly plan. I don't know if I could say that word, so I'll say this evil plan. Okay, it's been going on for a really long time, but in particular in the last 2 or 3 years, we've seen it, like it's come right out in the open, what's going on. And a lot of wise people woke up at about, 2.5 years ago, woke up and went, okay, something's going on. And the elites are in on it. The banking families are in on it. We figured it out. And now we can safely say a portion of the off-worlders are also in on it to enslave humanity. So everybody had a stake in it, all the bad guys. Yeah, with that 3 of Pentacles, they were working together. And that was the plan. They were, I feel like the people that didn't leave the Earth plane would be shared between the New World Order humans left. So the people in charge of New World Order, they'd have their portion of enslaved humans. This was the big plan. And off-worlders would take their share. So they had some kind of agreement here to share out the remaining humans. Okay, so yikes. Now, can we detox, or is tech coming to cleanse the body? Okay, let's see. Because we know all of this stuff's been planned for a really long time. And as scary as it sounds, okay, there's been a group working in the background to really undo a lot of this stuff. And they've countered a lot of the moves of the bad guys and are systematically taking down their operations, taking away their funding. Every time we look, it looks like all of their big, nasty plans are getting sabotaged. But that doesn't mean we just sit around and let that group do all the work. Our job is to stay positive, visualize a positive and empowered and free world in the future. So not to buy into the fear and buy into this plan that they had for us humans, because we can counteract it with our own intentions, visualization, keeping really eyes on the media, who are a big enemy of ours, really outing them at every turn, outing all of the elites in what they're doing and not letting any of these guys get away with anything. So boundaries, really important. Self-love, really important. Vision, visualizing how you want your world to look instead of buying into their dreary version of what the world could look like. Okay, just don't buy into it and keep your vibration high. That's our part of the bargain. Okay. Now let's have a look at, can it be this stuff once it's in certain amount of people who took those things, okay, are absolutely going to have this, it looks like, in them. Okay. And it's also in various foods, even vitamins, like I said. Okay. So this has been put out there and into humans for a really long time, unbeknownst to us. So can it be detoxed? And, is there intel coming and technology that could clean it up out of us? Let's have a look. Well, we've got this Two of Swords, so it's on hold. So I don't believe the intel is being used to clean it up just yet. Okay, we're still in the time when people are having effects from this stuff. Okay. And there's all kinds of side effects from those. So in no way, even if it could be cleaned up, should you go there. Like, not a chance I'm going there. Okay. Not a chance. Okay. I'm not getting any of those things, those cures, which of course I'm using the word cure, but it's the furthest thing from a cure. Okay. So not yet. So it's not known to us yet. But with that sun underneath it, it looks like by summer. So when so we're in North America here, where I'm speaking from Calgary, Alberta. So when it's really warm here, so end of June, July, and August, those are our warm months, very sunny months for us. It can get really warm here. Okay, I'm thinking by that time, it's going to be known to us how we can do this. I'm getting a yes, there will be ways. There's going to be protocols that you'll have to follow though, because the Queen of Swords, it's not going to be simple. It's not just going to be magical, that you just magically get cured. I don't think that's the case at all. I think there's going to be protocols and things you're going to need to do, hoops you're going to need to jump to undo the damage that was done by these things, these cures. Okay. And the fact that it's also been put into our food source, we're going to have to undo the way we used to. So once all of this stuff comes out, which I think is, it has been coming out, but in particular, March Madness looks like it could be, the big reveals really, really happen. And I feel like the more we know about where it's been placed and how they've placed it in our food source, even our vitamin source, like every aspect of our life could be affected by this stuff. Okay. So I feel like to clean it out is going to take process, protocol, and a change in the way we do things food wise. So we're going to have to change from the bottom up our food chain. Okay. So large corporations can't be in charge of producing our food. We need to go more local and localized. Start thinking outside the box. Okay. Yeah. So it can be undone, but you're going to need some process. It won't be simple and easy and just an easy fix. We've got the judgment card there, but it absolutely can be undone. And a big part of it and a big part of cleansing has something to do with I'm getting vitamin D because it's something that comes from sunshine and actually not being afraid of sunlight again. Okay. That's another weird thing. Okay. At least like it might've been the late 70s. They started telling us that sun was bad for us. And it was creating all of these problems, cancers and et cetera, et cetera. Now, I don't know how they manipulated it to be like that, but actually, I believe absorbing sunlight is actually really good for you. And I've never stopped doing it, and I never bought that. I never bought into that. I believe the sunscreens are more dangerous than the actual sunlight itself. So I feel like a big part of, because the sun's coming up here with the judgment, I feel like a big part of clearing this is as simple as getting out in the sun or really upping your vitamin D. It's going to be a matter of following the protocols, spending time in the sunshine, rethinking the way our food, is produced and rethinking where you're gathering your food from. So more farmers markets and more like local producers. That's what we're all going to have to think about that and change. We're going to have to change everything, you guys. It can't be as simple as you're going to some huge supermarket. You don't know where the food came from. None of it really, it's interesting. When I get groceries from small, local people that buy local, when I go to places like that and I buy local, the food tastes better. Okay. Because you know exactly where it came from and it wasn't manipulated in some huge growing operation. Do you know what I mean? So they have ways they grow things really fast, but likely a lot of the nutrients don't, get involved, let's just say, right? The same way they produce like huge amounts of beef and chicken and et cetera. It's been outed just how corrupt those kind of operations are and can be. Okay, we need to go local and support an actual farmer who's doing it with integrity, working with integrity, and growing food with integrity. Yeah, so our intention and integrity is going to have to come into it again. Okay, that's the way we're going to undo what's been done to us. No big mystery here, and we don't even seem to need off-world help to do it. We need vitamin D, sunshine, some protocols here to cleanse and clear, and a lot of it's already out there, it says. Thank you so much for watching my video. Do like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. Bye-bye.